Chapter 13, How to Sit Correctly. Now recently, we've become aware of ergonomics. We're more conscious of what type of chair we're in, what type of position we're in, where the screen is, and this is all important stuff. But the next thing is, when you're using these tools, what position are you in? So hopefully you've gone through all these videos and you've seen that the minute intricacies of walking correctly does translate into how to sit correctly. I've done a lot of stressing the point of having your feet straight ahead. Well, this works just the same as sitting. You want your feet straight ahead. If you have your toes out, it is just like standing where you create low back pain. You're creating low back pain sitting down. So what you want to do is have your feet forward, and you use your feet to lift you up in your seat. Just how your feet help lift and push your shoulders back and your neck when they are straight forward. This happens too when you're sitting. You don't really need a backrest. Just sitting up in your seat and using your legs to hold you up will keep you in the seat. So you really do not need a backrest. But if you're not using your legs and you're just slouching backwards, yeah, then you do. But what happens is when people are sitting for a while is their hips get really tight because you're sitting at your hips. You're not using your legs. You've almost thrown them away and you have no support, and so your hips are the ones holding you up. And hips, I've seen people get really tight. Another thing I've seen is when people cross their legs, what happens is you're pulling your hip away from your tailbone, and this is SI joint pain, sciatica. You're stretching the back of your tailbone area. And so that is a source of pain. You want to get your feet on the ground, holding you up, pushing your shoulders back, pushing your neck back. Because when you have your feet out, you're rounding the middle of your back, your head is coming forward, just like what happens when you stand with your toes out, and it's likely when you stand, you're doing that as well. Standing with your toes pointed out, and then your hips and your legs on down are falling backwards, and from your waist on up, you're falling forward. So a lot of people who have professional computer jobs, the middle of their back is really tight because you're slightly bending forward, and your neck is really tight because you're overstretching your neck, and your neck is going forward. So when you bring your knees together, toes straight ahead, this lifts your shoulders back and puts your head back in the right spot. Another thing you want to be aware of is arm position. You want them at about a 90-degree angle. Wherever you put your hands out in front of you, this is where you want your arms to be. If they're above chest level or high abdomen level, you're scrunching your shoulders, and this will lead to headaches and scrunching the back of your neck and your shoulders. Also, what happens when your computer mouse is too far out to the right, let's say, your shoulder blade is being overstretched and pulled to the right and out. So people say like, oh, in between my spine and my shoulder blade there's a pain. That is an overstretched muscle, and that's what I call computer mouse arm. Overstretched muscles is what is painful. Your pectoral is the one pulling your shoulder blade out. But your pectoral muscle exudes no pain because it's not complaining, it has everything it needs. But the shoulder blade trapezius back there is being overstretched, and that pain is the tendon about to be pulled off the bone. That's why it's screaming. An interesting product I found is called the cerebral body. I like to call it a orthotic for the back. It puts your shoulders in the right position for keyboarding. So it serves as a reminder to not slouch, and your shoulders won't come forward and your head won't come forward. However, what will really take it to the next step is engaging your feet to help you sit up. So it's like an orthotic where it's reminding you to hit your foot to the ground. The orthotic does not do it for you. You have to flex your foot yourself because you have to engage your muscles to put them in the right spot. The cerebral body is about the same thing. It's reminding you to get yourself into position. And you need your legs and your core to help lift you up and get you in the right spot. Now it is a little limiting of what you can do. You can't play basketball, and I thought I was going to do a day of massage and I can't reach out in front of me. You can reach out in front of you, but it's not comfortable. But for those who need a little discipline and a little help and a little reminder and a little support to stay in the right position, this is a good product. Now these days people are sitting and standing at work, and this is great, but it is important to have your feet forward, not leaning to one side or the other, because whatever you do most of the day, even if you have the perfect ergonomics, under stress, your body turns to concrete, so whatever position you're in, it will harden. So it is also important to have the correct ergonomics, stand, sit the correct way, but then you also need therapy support to help move your muscles in a different direction. That's why I like yoga. You're flexing your muscles in a direction they don't normally go into, which is great. I like to use rollers and balls because when you are sitting all day, the front of your body is strong and the back of your body is getting overstretched. So it's important to stretch the opposite way. So the rowing machine is good, doing a roller on your hips, the big Pilates ball, yoga balls are great to bend your mid-back the other way, get your neck to go backwards. And so a lot of it is get your body to go the opposite direction. We get in trouble when we just flex in one direction and we never go the other way. That's what a lot of these chronic posture pains are. Arthritis, sciatica, all these issues are a long-term flexing your body out of place. You need to go the other way. Flex your body the opposite direction that you normally go in.